Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Looking to get some keys made, locks rekeyed, or a wide variety of new and used safe? Then look no further than the trusted choice of Alfred Safe and Lock. Conveniently located off of Government Street in Mid-City, Baton Rouge. Trust the expert locksmith at Alfred for all of your residential, commercial, and industrial lock and safe needs. Trusted by Baton Rouge and me, Roger Cador, to protect what is yours since 1946.
Some Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge. Some don't. The ones that do know BTR is all about being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere their business takes them. They also know not flying BTR means more traffic, longer lines, and wasted time. So if it's about going from driveway to runway with a lot less highway, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Clarence Buggs along with the coach, and we are on location this week. Coach, we are at one of the new iconic locations in all of Baton Rouge. The Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company United facility at 9696 Plank Road, one of our longest running sponsors.
I tell you, Coca-Cola has been a staple in the community. They've hired outstanding people, and they do such great work. And there are things the community doesn't even know about. But today we have someone who will share some of the things that Coca-Cola is doing in the community.
So as usual, we start this week talking a little LSU football. Let's start with the Western Division title being on the line as Arkansas's Razorbacks roll into Death Valley. Pretty easy to stay focused in that game, Coach.
Well, as Coach O say, we were supposed to beat Arkansas. They hadn't beaten anyone. So LSU, it's no big surprise. They did what they had to do.
Well, we have highlights, and as we roll that, Coach and I will continue our conversation. Joe Burrow became only the fourth SEC quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards in a single season. Absolutely amazing, Coach.
It is amazing, and when you think about all those great quarterbacks who've come through the SEC, one thing I must say, though, to the credit is that a lot of those teams in history, in years past, wasn't great throwing team. They ran it because that was the philosophy. 3 down in a cloud of dust to a large extent. But I'm telling you, when Coach O brought in the new offensive coordinator, or whatever he is, he opened up things because he's got great athletes out there. Those wide receivers are really, truly great athletes.
You talk about the 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Clyde Edwards-Helaire continuing that conversation. Although he gets a whole lot more than 3 yards in his cloud of dust, picking up right where he left off the week before.
Les Miles, you would have loved him. You love to run the ball, Les, so that's why he did. But I'm telling you, that offensive line has done an outstanding job of opening the seams so he can get through there. And once he gets through it, he's a powerful little runner.
Oh, yeah.
And then he makes great things happen.
Steve Ensminger and Joe Brady have put together a system that's still hard for me to wrap my mind around. We're talking for the first time in SEC history, a team with a 4,000-yard passer, 2,000-yard receivers, and a 1,000-yard rusher. That's insane for an LSU team, Coach.
For any team. But
really.
But it all starts with the quarterback play. And when the quarterback play is successful, it goes to the offensive line. All of those things work hand in hand. One can't work without the other. And then when he's got time, he can move around in that pocket, find one of those great wide receivers out there.
For folks on the outside looking in, you may look at that final score, 56-20. Yeah, Arkansas put up 20 points, but that was a very deceptive 20 points, wasn't it?
It probably was. We've talked about Aranda, the defensive coordinator, and he's not doing. Let's face it, man. It's hard to keep guys focused when the game is not in play anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They tried things. They maybe be lackadaisical. After 30-some years of coaching, I can tell you, if you can find a team to stay focused for the whole game, you got something special.
If you can find them to do that, you're probably in the pro ranks at that point, right?
Yes.
Up next, Texas A&M, a team that last year's game still has a lingering bad taste in the mouth of the team, the coaches, the fans. All this being said, how do you stop emotion from getting out of hand in a game like this, Coach?
Well, you're asking me to tell you something that I can't look into the crystal ball. Let me tell you, this Texas A&M game, it could be something LSU need to be careful with.
Yeah.
Because this team, Texas A&M, has been playing really good and losing because they didn't come. A bad penalty here, a bad penalty there, have cost them. So LSU need to be careful because this team can put on points on the board, and they have some pretty good athletes.
When we come back, we will continue this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Do not attempt to adjust your set. No, we're not at scoreboards. We're at 9696 Plank Road, the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company United, one of the new iconic facilities in all of Baton Rouge. We're back with more right after this. Stay close.
Break out of the chaos.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at scoreboards. Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Told you.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Welcome back to segment 2 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Again, we are coming to you from one of Baton Rouge's newest iconic locations, the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company United. Great facility, great people located at 9696 Plank Road. We'll switch gears, Coach, and talk a little Jaguar football. Jags getting ready for the Bayou Classic, a trip to the conference championship, Western Division on the line. That's as good as it gets, Coach.
It doesn't get any better. I mean, this is what the fans live for the whole year, to get Southern versus Grambling, where it means something to play, to represent the Western Division in the SWAC championship game.
Well, we've got highlights from throughout the course of the season, so we'll ask our guys in the truck if they'll be so kind as to roll the highlights as Coach and I continue our conversation. Coach, do you think the organizers of this game back in 1974 had any idea that what they put together would be this big and last this long?
Well, it was big when they put it together, but I remember they had 74,000 in the first year.
That was the old Tulane Stadium.
Tulane Stadium. I was there,
just
fresh out of college. And so they knew it was big then. And then the support, everybody was going to see the game because they had great players. And Doug Williams was the quarterback in that game for Grambling. So, and Sammy White, wide receiver. So I remember all of that happening. So, but to say if they knew it was going to be that big, they probably didn't know it would last this long. I mean, they couldn't determine that. They knew they had something special,
Right.
Southern Grambling.
You look at things like the Alabama A&M Alabama State rivalry. I think they have their Turkey Day Classic. You have other HBCU games around the country, but all of them pale in comparison to the Bayou Classic. What does that say to you about the caliber of athletics and the ability to put something like this together in a state like Louisiana?
Well, the thing that made it even bigger, Clarence, was TV. They went from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon. That was the most important thing when NBC took it. When anytime you can go from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon, you got something special. That means all of the people got to see it and people talked about it.
Yeah.
Then you put it together with the great band and all the other blue ribbon things you added around the Bayou Classic. It made it an event that you had to be there.
Speaking of those things on the periphery, for folks who've never been to a Bayou Classic, they're missing a whole heck of a lot more than just a football game, right?
It is. It's an event. I mean, when you think about the Battle of the Band the night before draws as many people as the game, itself, it just tells you everything you need to know. Plus, there are so many other things. There are job fairs that are associated with it. There are things where families are split up. They split
Civil War
for a weekend.
Yeah.
They hug each other after it's all over. Oh, what a great event.
The fact that the Jaguars are battling for a rematch with Alcorn State for the conference championship is further testament to the job that Dawson Odoms and his staff, not to mention the team, has done under some real trying circumstances, right?
I keep telling you, you know, sometimes people, because they all get involved in the win and losses, but they don't know the job Coach Odom have done. He's just been 2 years out of the death penalty, literally, without scholarships, and he's been able to put this team in a position to play for the championship. That's saying a lot. In the next couple of years, he'll win it. I'm telling you, just watch what I say.
Many, many years ago, when I hosted Eddie Robinson's TV show for Grambling State, one of the star running backs at that time was Derek Fobbs, now Coach Derek Fobbs of the Grambling State University Tigers. It means a lot to the institutions to have homegrown products be a part of something like these two teams and, of course, an event like the Bayou Classic.
Yeah, I think that father was Lee Fobb, the great running back at Grambling, and he inherited some of his daddy's instinct, and he's become a great coach. I remember Lee Fobb was a great running back, so he's done a great job at Grambling. And I tell you what, I have to give Grambling credit also, because their president has bought into that. Athletic is the window that people are going to see Grambling through, and we're going to put it in the full, make sure people see us for what it is, and they're doing a really good job up there.
Well, let's just make sure that one thing goes without any question whatsoever. Human Jukebox, still number one, just so everybody knows. When we come back, we'll delve a little more into the inner workings of the Coca-Cola Bottling Company United on this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Looking to get some keys made, locks rekeyed, or a wide variety of new and used safe? Then look no further than the trusted choice of Alfred Safe & Lock, conveniently located off of Government Street in Mid-City, Baton Rouge. Trust the expert locksmith at Alfred for all of your residential, commercial, and industrial lock and safe needs. Trusted by Baton Rouge and me, Roger Cador, to protect what is yours since 1946.
Break out of the chaos.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Mandeville at 985-722-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Mandeville at 985-722-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Welcome back to segment 3 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. And no, do not attempt to adjust your sets. This is not Roger Cador. Toby Guidry is the sales center manager for Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company United and joins us for this segment. Toby, what do you think the original founders of the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company would think about this facility?
Well, the original founders they opened the first facility back in 1906.
Right.
In downtown Baton Rouge. Since then, we've had 6 facilities, and we're in this beautiful one here today, which is the first LEED certified facility built in like 20 years.
Wow.
So we take great pride in it. It's something that was a goal of the family to do, and it shows the commitment that we have in Baton Rouge. And today we're 113 years old in Baton Rouge, and we've been at this facility for 11 years now.
So do you think the average person has any idea of the breadth of products and package combinations, some brand new ones, as a matter of fact, that we've got on showcase right here?
So probably not, because unless it says Coca-Cola, most people don't know what we make.
Right.
But we make over 800 products. 200 of them low-cal or no-cal, and we have 4 lines that we produce here. So we produce most that's made here in Baton Rouge,
right?
But we purchase some. But it's anywhere from water, energy, coffee, tea, and then some of the new items you see coming next year: sparkling water,
right?
Powerade water. So they probably don't have a clue, but yeah, we produce a lot of items in Baton Rouge. So.
You know, as a baby boomer, Toby, I remember growing up, and one of the field trips at school that we looked forward to more than any was a trip to the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Is that still the case these days?
That's still the case. You know, I would say if they want to come see it as a school tour, they need to book early, because we're already booking into 2020.
Wow.
So it's whether it's senior groups, schools, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a great time when they come here. We normally show them the video of how the facility was made.
Right.
So that's a special treat. And then they get to go behind the scenes and see the workings of the production in the back of the house.
Outstanding. So how many people do you employ here at this facility, and how many people do you serve with your products?
So we have about 550 employees that are employed here. One of the most things we're proud of is their tenure is 25 years and up. Okay. So we have great tenure here with our employees. We service well over 6,500 customers in just the Baton Rouge area and surrounding area as well here in Baton Rouge. So it's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that we service with our products. And probably over 60%, if you're drinking something in Baton Rouge, over 60% is probably a Coke product that you're choosing. So yeah.
Outstanding. I know as much pride as you all have taken over the years in your products, whether it's the classic products or the brand new products that we're showcasing here today. I know you've always taken a lot of pride in your community involvement as well, right?
Yes, sir. Oh yeah. So one of our purposes we take care of our employees, our consumers, and our customers. But community is part of that.
Right.
And we work for a family and a company that allows us to invest back into the communities. We invest $1.65 million, whether it's product, monetary, POS, those types of things, back into the community. United Way, schools, education, Knock Knock Museum. I can go on and on and on. We're everywhere, but community is a big part of it. And I would like to say, if I got a chance, on the food bank, one thing that we have going on right now is the food bank. We've been partner with AG food stores and the food bank for about 5 years now.
Right.
And we, during this time of need, the food bank gets very, very low, and so we are doing stuff with the AG food stores that they can go in and buy a $10 bag, and that goes back to the needy families of Baton Rouge. It stays here. The goal is 10,000 bags or $100,000.
Wow.
So that's our goal this year, and it's a lot of food. So hopefully when you go in the AG food show, AG food stores, that you guys could help us out.
Baton Rouge Coca-Cola United has been a long-standing sponsor of the Roger Cador Show, and it's also a part of the long-standing historical commitment that Coca-Cola has with HBCUs as well, correct?
Yes, correct. We've been a partner with Southern well before me on the educational side and the sports side as well. Scholarships have been granted, great partnerships with the school, and we're blessed. There's not too many cities that can say they have 2 colleges in their city, and we have a great one in Southern and LSU. So, and we do a program with Pay It Forward. We've been doing it for 3 years where we do an internship with the historic black colleges, with Grambling, Southern, Alcorn. They send their students, and we mentor them and internship them for a week.
Wow.
Showing them the inner workings of Coca-Cola. So the Pay It Forward program has been great.
They are not just a part of our community, but as you can well tell by now, they are a part of our everyday lives. And we're so fortunate to have them right here in Baton Rouge. Toby Guidry, Sales Center Manager for Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company United. Thanks for the great work and for the time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
When we come back, we'll shift gears from red and white, the iconic Coca-Cola, talk a little black and gold, and the New Orleans Saints when this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show continues. Stay close.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Some Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge. Some don't. The ones that do know BTR is all about being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere their business takes them. They also know not flying BTR means more traffic, longer lines, and wasted time. So if it's about going from driveway to runway with a lot less highway, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at scoreboards. Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Told you. Welcome back for the final segment of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Talking Saints, Coach. Saints started out hot once again, but once again had to hold on for the win. Is that trend starting to bother you a little bit?
Not really. I mean, this is they play in a tough division.
Yeah.
Those teams are really balanced and they compete against each other. And Carolina is not a bad team. They really are. So I'm not that concerned. You still want to win.
Right.
Sometimes winning ugly is good. The fans just don't appreciate it.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, we've got highlights from the Carolina and Panthers game, so we'll ask the guys in the truck to roll this. You bring up an excellent point, Coach. You almost should expect this because, after all, you're talking about a team that knows you better maybe than anybody else in the league because you got to see these guys twice a season, every season.
Yeah, and I mean, they compete. It's a competitive conference. Remember, Atlanta was 1-7, I think, and they came in and beat the Saints. And then they went in and beat someone else. I think they beat Carolina the next week.
Right.
So, and then just Tampa Bay was able to get by the Falcons. So that conference is pretty well balanced, and I like what I see. Even though the Saints got some injuries on defense, they're not injuries that's going to keep them out the rest of the year.
Right.
So when they get Lattimore and back playing really good, I think they're going to have a really good chance. Now, Drew Brees is not where he's going to be.
Right.
It's like coming out of spring training. You got me? So let's keep that in mind. He's going to be better as he gets toward the end of the season.
And a lot of people may have mistakenly figured that, well, since Cam Newton is out now, Carolina is not going to be a team that we've got to worry about. But when you get to this level, you got to worry about anybody that laces them up and sets foot on the field, right?
Where McCaffrey gives them a really good chance.
Yeah.
I like him. He's balanced. He can run. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's just a complete football player. So he's really good. And I tell you, look at him running. He can run over people. So that's why I'm saying the Panthers, they've had some tough losses. The field goal kicker has missed some
Special teams.
special teams. I mean, the Saints were in trouble if he missed an extra point and he missed a field goal.
Two
field goals.
PATs and a field goal.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's cost them the game.
Yeah, and that is one of the things that at that level, or any level for that matter, you just cannot overlook special teams.
Cannot overlook special team. And let's face it, I wouldn't want to be an opposing team coming into that dome with those people with all those masks and everything and hollering and screaming at you.
Yeah.
Oh, those Saints fans are really something. And you know, people believe in that voodoo stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they think they put voodoo on them.
Oh yeah, voodoo, hoodoo, and just about every other do that you can imagine down there in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Well, we of course would like to wish again a very special Thanksgiving greeting to all you and yours out there, and for all the folks that will be heading down to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for this week's annual Bayou Classic. We wish you safe travels and good luck to whatever teams that you will be supporting down there. Of course, we know that when you got the S on your chest, that means that you're the best. We love our Grambling friends, but this time of year, no such thing as having too much love for the guys in black and gold. And also a very special thank you as well to Toby Guidry, the sales center manager, and for the warm hospitality from all the great folks here at the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company United at 9696 Plank Road. Remember, school folks, if you're trying to book that field trip, you got to get in early because the bookings are stacking up into 2020. On behalf of the coach, Roger Cador, and the crew, I'm Clarence Buggs. We'll see you next week with another edition of the Roger Cador Show. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you then.
There it is.